This is the heart of giving. Our program is one that lets you know about what the nonprofits in the city of Long Beach are doing. People know about things that happen in the city if it's in business or government or safety or education, but they don't really know, as I've said before, about what nonprofits give to our city. I really think they're the soul of Long Beach. There are thousands and thousands of people that are involved, whether it's volunteering their time or giving money. I feel so fortunate to be here and to have a chance to bring these wonderful groups to meet you. And today is no exception. We have Elisa Nicholas, Dr. Elisa Nicholas, who is a pediatrician, but she is also the head, director, chair, let her tell you, of the Children's Clinic in Long Beach, a wonderful organization helping thousands and thousands of young people lead better lives. And welcome to you. Nice to have you with us. Very good. So how long have you been with the Children's Clinic?
I started 25 years ago at the Children's Clinic.
25 years? I can't believe it. Okay.
It went very quickly.
But you didn't start in that job that you have now.
I started as the medical director.
Okay.
I was a young physician who had done public health school and a health services research fellowship, and worked in Kenya and Uganda as a volunteer, and decided to come back and work here with people in need. And what better multicultural city than Long Beach? So
that's
it's been a wonderful.
That's wonderful. And when you started, how many years had it been in operation? Do you know?
Almost 50 years. So the Children's Clinic.
You mean total now?
Now it's 75 years.
Oh, 75
We're approaching
years.
our 75th anniversary.
Wow.
We were founded in 1939 by a group of community leaders to address the needs of low-income children who didn't have access to health care. So with some of the usual players, the wonderful families that started so many things, the Bixbys, the Pillsburys, the Stantons, the Van Dykes, they were some of the original
So that
founders.
giving started really early.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
And so when you started, how big was it, and what? Then I'm going to ask you what you do. So
when I started, we had one site with 7 exam rooms in the basement of Miller Children's Hospital. We had originally been in the community in like 90813 area. When they built the Children's Clinic, the Children's Hospital, they invited us in as a tenant. We're a separate 501c3. So it was very small. Our budget, we had 18 employees. We now have 260 employees. I believe the first year I was there, we had 18,000 visits. And this year we had 105,000 visits at 8 sites.
105,000 visits of parents and children.
Yes, and we started serving adults probably about 10 to 15 years ago because there was nowhere for them to go. So the parents would say, you're helping my child, but I have a sore throat or I have diabetes, can you help me? And so we expanded our services. We met with the board and changed our mission and expanded it. The other thing we started when I came was to really work in the community because as a public health trained pediatrician, I know that it's a lot of what happens in the community affects the lives of our children. So we not only do their medical care, but we look at programs in the community. We've had immunization outreach initiatives. We helped start the Long Beach Alliance for Children with Asthma. We have a Long Beach Alliance for Food and Fitness that looks at healthy lifestyle. Those are all very collaborative programs, and we work with so many other wonderful nonprofits and city organizations. It's just a pleasure to work in Long Beach.
That's
wonderful.
Love it. Good. I do too. Tell me about the children, or the children we'll say. What qualifies them to go to the clinic?
So our families are all low income. 95% are under 200% of poverty level. Most of the children have Medi-Cal insurance. Some have no insurance and are not eligible for it. Our adults are more uninsured. Some of those will become insured on Medi-Cal or Covering California with the health care reform, the Affordable Care Act. But we will still have uninsured. So we have about, it varies by year between 50 and 30% uninsured. Sometimes it's a little bit less, depending on if we take over a new clinic and what that looks like.
Well, I know that you are part of the Memorial Hospital building.
Our largest clinic is on the Long Beach Memorial campus.
I see that quite often, and it's always packed.
It's always packed, and that's our largest clinic.
And the waiting room is always packed, not just the inside.
Yes, the inside, the outside, and that has 32 exam rooms. That's a very big clinic. But we have 3 clinics on school sites. At Cesar Chavez International and Hamilton Middle School, and they see children and adults from the community. International only sees children, it's our smallest. Hamilton now has 8 exam rooms. We had federal funding and county funding to expand that.
And are they manned constantly? I mean,
yes,
you have somebody
5 days
in
a
them?
week, except international, that's an intermittent. But we're 5 days a week at those clinics. At Hamilton, we're going to be opening a family resource center. The building is now complete, and we will be having probably the opening ceremony in September, and we'll invite you. And then we're at the homeless center. It used to not be manned by the Children's Clinic, but we are now at the multi-service center, and we're the health provider there. So, and then we have a freestanding building on Pine, between 10th and 11th, 1057 Pine, and that's the Vasek Polak Children's Clinic Family Health Center, because we got funding from that foundation, and that's an 8-room clinic. And we have providers, healthcare providers that serve adults and children, and then we have room for educational activities, and now our behavioral health department has really grown. We have 3 social workers and 1 psychologist. And a big health education department.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And
I didn't know the extent of it.
Yes, and most people don't. And we're now expanding OB. Prenatal care, because the health department used to do prenatal care, so we don't, my mantra is complement, not duplicate. So we try not to do what other people are doing, but really fill the gaps in the community and address the needs in the community. So when the health department stopped doing their OB, we started expanding our OB, because we have many of the women we serve have babies, and we take care of those children. So probably by September that will be fully operating also. And so it's very exciting.
I know that.
And women's health care. We're going to expand on women's health care.
My goodness. I should have written them all down so I can remember to ask questions about all of them. But what do you find is the most prevalent? I mean, people come in with everything.
Yeah.
But what are the greatest needs?
They really run the gamut. We take care of some of the most complex children in the community and adults, because we were in the children's hospital for a long time and have been on the campus, so the complex children that are in the hospital many times would come to us. And our doctors are very comfortable. They work with a specialist, and we're very committed to that population, the children with special health care needs. So we probably take care of about 80% of the low-income, severely disabled children for their primary care. So that's a big part of it. We also take care of many children with asthma. We have a expertise in that. We have community health workers that actually go into the homes of the children with asthma, assess the home environment, the external environment, and do education with them and follow up for those that aren't controlled. And we have a lot of special educational materials we've developed through the years, through different grants that we've shared. Childhood obesity, you know, when I was in training, it was failure to thrive. You were worried about kids being too skinny. But the minute I came to the clinic, I noticed that we had a problem with obesity. Initially, nobody would listen to us. We were writing grants, and they said, no, poor children are skinny, they're not overweight. But, you know, some obesity is linked to food insecurity also, and not having choices.
Absolutely.
So we have been developing our approach to childhood obesity, both internally within the clinic. We train all the doctors in motivational interviewing. We have goal sheets. You know, we learn how to engage patients. You can't just say, you know, you're fat, don't eat this. You have to say, you know, do you want to have a healthy lifestyle?
Absolutely.
And if they say yes, you know, I'll say,
then
you know,
they've opened the door.
They've opened the door, and we negotiate, we motivate, we engage them, and it's not pejorative. So we have special materials. We have a community health worker that does education. And then we do a lot in the community. We're doing cooking classes with our patients and education. And then the Long Beach Alliance for Food and Fitness is a wonderful organization that we help found with many other people from St. Mary's, from the health department, exercise people, a lot of parents, and we're training them now in Champions for Change, and really working on policy changes that will make the healthy choice the easy choice. So there are 2 components of obesity: making the healthy choice the easy choice, but realizing you have to help people make that choice and help them. So, and then for the adults, it's all the complications that you see.
Absolutely.
From, we have asthma too, but heart disease, hypertension, obesity, and a lot of diabetes. And the statistics are very compelling in Long Beach. We have a lot of work to do.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a lot of work to make sure that we do it.
We're trying.
That's wonderful. And do you use volunteers?
We do have some volunteers. We have our beach walk, which will be October 26th, and that's our biggest individual fundraiser for the clinic. The yacht clubs do a regatta for us in late September, so if there are any sailors watching, we'd love to have you participate in that. But at the beach walk, we always can use volunteers. We do take volunteers in the clinic, not as many. We have a lot of AmeriCorps volunteers and Health Corps volunteers.
Okay.
So we have young people.
Okay.
We have some pre-med students in the summer that come. We really would like to build that, but we need funding for a volunteer coordinator position, and we don't have that, so it's hard. We try to run lean and mean, but when you're a $20 million organization, it's not easy.
Oh, yeah.
So we need some infrastructure development probably in that area. But it has been a volunteer organization. You know, when I first came for years,
I know.
Any new doctor that used to come into Miller Children's was volunteering.
That's right.
We don't have that as much now, but our board is volunteer. We have some amazing Long Beach, board members. Our treasurer was one of the founding members' grandchildren. So Mike Van Dyke.
Oh,
so that
that's
was
great.
Very nice.
Well, Dr. Elisa Nicholas, I got to tell you, I didn't even have to ask you one question. I just got you started, and you're so involved and so committed to what you do, and I'm so proud of what the Children's Clinic has done in Long Beach. And you're reaching thousands and thousands and thousands of people and families. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, and thank you for Long Beach and for your leadership, because it's a great place to work. I'm very blessed to be able to do this kind of work in such a great city.
Well, you can't top that, but we have another segment, so be sure you come back.
Hi, I'm Judy Ross. I'm the Executive Director of the Long Beach Nonprofit Partnership. And we are so delighted to be partnering with Beverly O'Neill and PadNet, our new public access television network, with the Heart of Giving. This is an opportunity to really showcase our wonderful nonprofits in our community. The Long Beach Nonprofit Partnership helps nonprofits become strong and sustainable.
Welcome back. We're glad to have you still part of the Heart of Giving. The segments go by so fast that so much information is given that we need a longer time for everybody. But this next section I know you will enjoy. I remember it years and years and years ago, because I hate to age myself, but Evelyn DuPont started this. It was called Pools for the Handicapped. It has evolved into something that is just phenomenal. And I'm so glad that Henry Helms is here to tell us about it, the director of, and he's going to introduce Pat to you. So Henry, tell us, you've been there 7 years.
Correct.
And you're a physical therapist.
Right.
And you are there watching it all the time to make sure that everything goes right, correct?
Correct. I'm the director of physical therapy.
Okay.
And I work alongside with Pat. This is Pat Dixon. She's the executive director for the pool program.
And she's been there 15 years.
Yes.
Right.
Very good.
Right. And she makes sure that the program's running and we keep the doors open. And I make sure that patients that come in under doctor's care get physical therapy in the water in a safe manner and progress and make gains so that they can improve their quality of life.
Well, you know, just recently it seems as though there's been a great deal of information about what water does to people that can't use their legs. And the fact that you can walk underwater, the fact that your arms are so important, and the feeling that they get. So I don't want to go off on a path because you know much more about it than I do, but when it first started it was Pools for the Handicapped, and Evelyn would have children come in the pool and she would help them to be able to use their limbs better. And I know you still do that, but tell us a little bit about it, the scope of it now.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about the therapy side of things, and then Pat can expand on the programs that are offered by the pool in general.
In addition to the, okay.
Right. The therapy program is open to anybody. The pool originally the conception of the pool with Evelyn was for kids mainly and some older adults. Now we serve anywhere from kids all the way up to seniors. And the majority of people that come in are there to see if they can improve their quality of life. They may not have been able to walk previously, or they may have so much pain in their regular exercises that they haven't been able to do much. And we get them in the water, return their ability to walk, give them a sense of that they can move and exercise and get that pain relief, and give them hope again that they can move beyond whatever injuries they may have.
Because they're buoyant.
Correct. The water provides sensory input to them, it provides support, it provides heat and pain relief, and it provides exercise resistance to exercise. And the harder you work against the water, the harder it pushes back, and the easier you move, the more ability to move it gives you. So it's a very forgiving environment.
And you have all ages.
All ages. We have people that come in that are quadriplegics, that can barely move their arms and legs, to people that are just have severe back pain, disc pain, that they need that pressure relief, that the elimination of gravity that water provides.
And I have a friend who's in her 90s, I think, that uses the pool.
Yes, we get people in there who are in their 80s and 90s that find that they can move again, that they can stretch, that they can increase their mobility and exercise for an extended period of time without feeling the aches and pains that they would feel if they were trying to go exercise on their own at home or in a gym.
Now, do the physicians give the prescription, and are more of them finding this out, or can you just walk in? Tell us about how you get into the pool.
Well, a lot of referrals come through physicians in the area. We have rheumatologists, neurologists, we have orthopedists, we have general practitioners that see the benefits of aquatic therapy. Maybe it's a patient who said, oh, we saw a friend who went to the pool. Doctor, can I try it? And sometimes the doctors are educated by their patients on the benefits of aquatic therapy.
Can you give me just an example of somebody?
Sure. Well, Pat, you remember Larry. He still comes.
Yes.
Well, Larry came to us. He was unable to ambulate. He had multiple problems with injuries to his spine and other diseases. And he was a big guy, and he was not able to walk outside the water. And he came to us in his electric wheelchair, and we worked on getting him in the water and doing standing, and eventually we had him walking back and forth in the pool in chest deep water. And he's since comes on his own now with a caregiver, and he continues. It's a lifetime effort for him now to keep his progress up to snuff.
Well, it just seems that example would give someone such a feeling of accomplishment and hope. You know, just the buoyancy of the water. That's marvelous.
Yes, and there's no other place, no other way that you can get that elimination of gravity and be able to exercise so effortlessly and get the benefits than in the water. That's the only way you can do it.
Tell us about Pat.
Well, Pat's the executive director, and she found me, and she asked me 7 years ago, would I like to assist with the program? And I had done therapy previously in the water as in college, and I was very interested in doing so. And I'm very thankful that Pat brought me on board. And Pat can tell you a little bit about the pool program outside the therapy. We work together, and it's a great symbiotic relationship for everybody.
So Pat, you kind of coordinate everything that happens in the pool, like the therapy, is being taken care of, but that has to be coordinated with the other things. What are the other things?
Well, thank you first of all for the opportunity to be on your program. And we know that you do have a great history with the pool. And as you said, our founder, Evelyn DuPont, started the pool in her backyard to provide swim lessons to children with special needs. And over the years, the program has evolved into where we now provide services to the elderly, as well as anyone who needs to rehabilitate in a warm water environment. And that includes, we have some of the largest water exercise classes that you'll find in Southern California.
To go to a class?
Yes, wellness exercise classes. People come from near and far as Newport Beach to Topanga Canyon, if you could believe that, for our warm waters of hope, because we are indoor, year-round facility. Our water is heated 94 degrees, which is nice and warm. And so we provide the ideal environment, as Henry said, for rehabilitation and wellness. So in addition to the water exercise classes that we have for seniors, we have a veteran water exercise class. We serve many veterans in our rehabilitation as well as our wellness program. We partner with various local organizations for program referrals. We also provide therapeutic swimming lessons for children with special needs. And we serve children with autism, that's our greatest population right now, cerebral palsy, many spinal bifida, many other physical challenges that children may have. And we also provide a wellness brown bag for health, where we invite speakers from the community to come and share valuable health and wellness information with the community. We provide services to nutrition as well. So we have expanded our program over the years with the goal in mind to keep the legacy going of our great founder, Evelyn DuPont.
Very good, Pat. But you also told me about something that I didn't know. You are also the community pool.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, we are.
For swimming.
Yes. We are located in North Long Beach, and we are the community pool, as you said, for the local children, where each year we serve between 400 and 500 children, where we provide free swim lessons. In addition to swim lessons, we provide nutrition education to the children and the families, the parents.
Well, there's so many things that this pool, I mean, it sounds as though it's as big as the ocean to take care of all the problems that and all of the joy that water brings. So do you have that problem that there's just, you could use a second pool?
Yeah, the demand is great. As you can imagine, more and more people are realizing the benefits of exercising and rehabilitating in a warm water environment. And I might add, our oldest client that we know of right now is 105 years old.
No.
And he swims laps in our deep pool.
No.
Yes, 2 to 3 times.
And he walks in?
And he drives himself to the pool.
He drives himself?
He drives himself.
Oh my.
Yes.
I won't tell anybody that.
So, yeah, the demand, as I said, is great, but we do try to divide the program, as much as we can. We do have 2 pools. We have a shallow pool, and then we have a deep pool for lap swimming.
Yeah, and Pat had mentioned, kids with cerebral palsy and autism, and the water provides a wonderful environment for those kinds of kids. For one thing, the summer program teaches swimming, and those kids need to learn to swim also. And then secondarily, the pool itself, the water, provides a calming effect. It allows them to get confidence again. It helps them focus on tasks, and lets them integrate and work with people in ways that they might not be able to outside the water.
Well, I mean, I think people realize that water is therapy, but not to the extent that you're doing. They don't realize that what really happens when you use it as therapy. And I know as you were working with vets, I know the vets organization sends some of the disabled vets to you that need that help. Well, so much is happening in the city of Long Beach, and people don't know about it, but now they know about the Aquatic Center and for wellness also. The pool that Evelyn would probably be excited about knowing to reach this extent. And I thank you very much for being here. It was very nice to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Pat.
Thank you, Beverly.
Okay. And thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new, because every segment is something new that people don't know about, but it shows the heart, it shows how people care about people. And I forgot to even ask you, you need volunteers for things too, don't you? Not lifeguarding, I know that, and not therapy, but I know that you have a lot of projects where you could use volunteers. So keep that in mind, and thank you for watching The Heart of Giving.